Yellow, and welcome back to Third Car Garage. Figure I'd do an update. I'm starting to install the new wiring harness, and here's what I found. They sent me a wiring harness instead of the two blocks. I ended up getting a wiring harness for coil on plug, so I changed it all out. I ended up putting coil on plug all the way through. I figure if I got the harness, I might as well upgrade it. And not only that, but instead of mounting those coils to the back wall, I now have that back wall free for other things. And the wiring is going to clean up real nice. I'll remove all these individual tags, but that'll be real nice and clean. If you come around here, this will be real nice and clean when I finish it all up. But basically, I get rid of that bracket. I cut the edges off this bracket here and here. And that used to hold the wire loom for the wires to go across for the spark plug wires on the back side of the alternator. I kept the bracket because if you look, it bolts into the back of the alternator right here, and I figure that'll help support it. Keep it from leaning forward and throwing my belt off, just in case. And so I went ahead and kept the bracket, but I just cut the edges off. I'll address these and repaint it later, but right now it's all mock-up. Looks real good. So as you can see, that 4.6, all this stuff's really getting cleaned up. After I get all the wires out of the way, it really does clean up quite a bit, doesn't it? So that's just a quickie. Got the fuel pump hooked up, and I got a DeWalt battery, 12 volt DeWalt battery. Okay, lie, it's actually 18 volt, but it'll be fine for that DC drive. But I've got everything wired in to that, so I can pressurize the unit and make sure that all my clamps and everything's strong, so that I don't leak fuel, because the last thing you want to do is drop the body on and leak fuel. So obviously this wiring harness came with drivers here and here for the coils. I thought, well, I might as well use that harness. I have the Terminator X just kind of hanging from the post right now. I'm going to build a whole block for everything to hang on. I just got to see everything that I want to hang on there first. But yeah, Terminator X. That one, not that one, the small one, because I'm using a manual transmission, so I don't need it. And if I end up going with either a turbo or a supercharger later, I've got plenty of room for the turbo or the supercharger, and be able to adjust it on the max unit. I do have to get a pressure transducer for the oil, and a pressure transducer for the fuel pressure, which is actually the same transducer. Stock standard LS model, plugs right in there. I've got those on order. A couple days I'll have those. And I think that's the last thing. The exhaust is solid. Everything else is all hooked up. So this time next week I'll have the brakes done and the motor all ready to wire to fire up. I have everything here is just plug and play. As you can see, each coil plugs in, and each, look down here, each coil plugs in, and right here, and right here, each one of the fuel injectors plugs in. So the harness is really plug and play if you got coil over, coil on top of the spark plug. If you've been following along, you know I had the big coils, and I got rid of those. The ones that used to hang on the front of the 4.6, well, those are gone now. So all I got left is just waiting for parts, like always, and wire it all up. But as soon as these two come in, I'm going to start running direct lines to the battery and test fit everything and go ahead and fire it up. I do not have coolant lines running to the radiator, because I'm still thinking I might change the radiator to something else, to a smaller radiator. That's a little bit big for this car, I think. something I had, but hey, nice big 16-inch fan. I might end up going to two 12s and a smaller unit, but we'll see. But yeah, that battery, it's going to work right there while I test this, because that's where the battery's supposed to go. But when you put the body on, I can't get the battery out. So that battery goes into the trunk, and this is going to be a nice unit I'm going to build. Like I said, the heating and air conditioning. There's two heaters, or two lines for the heater core, and down there are the lines coming out for the air compressor and the air conditioning compressor. And I'll put the condenser coil on the front, since I'll have the dual fans, and that'll be done. But yeah, coming along. Just a quick update. It's a short video, but hopefully you like it. If not, that's alright. Hit delete.